Yeah, you know which one this is. This is the 1998 Matthew Broderick version of Godzilla, the first American Godzilla production. A lot of people hate on this movie, mostly Godzilla fans. I'm a Godzilla fan. I don't hate this movie. I appreciate the fact that they tried. I mean, back in the 90s, Godzilla wasn't. It was always this like outsider kind of thing, synonymous with like goofy movies and silly monster movies. And then they brought this one out and they wanted to Americanize it. They wanted to do Godzilla with good effects. Well, yeah, it is not the same monster. It's not the same Godzilla. And it's not even the same kind of movie that it's capitalizing on. It's different. On the back here it says, it's big, it's loud, it's fun. It is. It's stupid, but it's all those things. Yeah, the main criticism of this movie is that the monster is so different than previous versions. That Godzilla's supposed to be this lumbering, gigantic, unstoppable force of nature, and in this one, it's just an extra big dinosaur. Is really what it is. I kind of like the monster still. I think it's neat. It's totally different. Yes, I agree. I think it needed to be though. Yeah, a lot of people hate on this because of the changes to the monster and there's some pretty shoddy acting in here, but there's also some good comedic acting in here. You're not supposed to take this too seriously. This one does focus a lot on the humans in the story, which is fine, but the main event is still Godzilla. You get a lot of scenes with the human actors in here, and it's fine. They're all, well, no. There's some, like I said, some crappy acting in some parts. Doesn't bother me that much. Just a kind of an eye roll every once in a while. It's like watching the Phantom Menace. Yeah, and I can understand why Godzilla fans didn't like this. I didn't love it. When I first saw it, I was like, wow, that's something else. Because it really was something else. It wasn't like a Godzilla movie. The last Godzilla movie that I had seen in the theater, anyway, was Godzilla in 1985. Which I've been a huge Godzilla fan since I was a little kid. I was in my late 20s when I saw this in the theater. Like I said, I didn't love it, but I was excited that it existed. Because what it did in the long run, I mean, this kind of kick-started the Millennium Godzilla series back over in Japan. Not kick-started, but maybe inadvertently, I think this movie motivated filmmakers in Japan to continue the Godzilla series with the Millennium series, starting with Godzilla 2000, a far superior movie to this one, all the way up to Godzilla Final Wars, I guess. Maybe the folks over in Japan were a little insulted by this. I don't know. A lot of people will refer to this as the worst Godzilla movie or not a Godzilla movie at all. I guess because it's a different monster. Well, I don't know. I think it's worth watching. There's good action scenes in it, even though I didn't really like 100% how Godzilla looked in this. Some people will say, oh, the CGI is terrible and primitive and whatever. Yeah, say whatever you want. Jurassic Park was better. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're right about all those things, but they put something on screen and it looked neat to me. I thought it was cool. The way this movie was marketed was really weird. Like they tried to like hide the monster from you right up until like opening day, so that you'd be surprised by, ooh, look at this brand new slick American Godzilla, and it was kind of like, really, that's what it is. But then I guess like a week after the movie came out, or 2 weeks later, it was all over the place, advertised in like fast food restaurants and stuff like that. Toys were everywhere on the shelves. Godzilla toys, Godzilla ornaments, Godzilla action figures, and even coloring books and all that stuff, right? So it was a media blitz with this Godzilla. George Lucas should have really paid attention to this, because we saw the same thing happen with Phantom Menace Jar Jar memorabilia. Like, they made so much of it just assuming that people are going to love this. Well, yeah, it didn't come off that way. Quite often I'll find myself going back to watch this movie. I've seen this dozens of times easily, so it can't be that bad, right? I mean, I was going to do a list of like the worst Godzilla movies ever made, and well, I already covered what I think is the worst one, Godzilla's Revenge. And this one didn't even make the list of the worst ones. There's way worse Godzilla movies than this. Yes, okay, I get over the fact that it's a different Godzilla. It's still entertaining. The only thing I'd really do away with in this movie would be that whole scene in Madison Square Garden with the baby Godzillas all running around, and it's kind of like the raptor scene, or it's basically ripping off the raptor scene in Jurassic Park, but really terribly executed. It's just a dumb waste of time, that whole middle section. This movie didn't need that. Like I said, there's some bad acting too, mostly just on the part of the lead actress, Maria Patillo, I believe is her name. Yeah, she's terrible. Matthew Broderick's alright. The guy who plays the general, also Shia LaBeouf's dad in Transformers. They're good. Even the mayor parody of Roger Ebert and Gene Siskel, even those guys are okay. I like the reporter guy, Harry Shearer. Also, Hank Azaria's pretty good in this. He's given some dumb lines, really dumb lines. And the woman that plays his wife is just obnoxious, and really got to get that character out of there. Her and Maria Patillo, they got to go. But I got my monster action. I got my military versus Godzilla fix, destroying New York and crossing the Brooklyn Bridge and all that stuff. And hey, I want a giant monster action. That's what I got. So in the, I don't know what, 30 plus Godzilla movies that are out there, where does this fall? Well, closer to the bottom, but it's by no means like even one of the 5 worst. It's I guess I'd give this movie about a let's call it a C plus. It's like, hey, you tried. Good effort. It's a movie. There was a lot of money behind this. There was a lot of vision behind this. I think the directors did take it a little too far and changed it a little too much. This, from the makers of Independence Day, this to me is pretty much on the same level as that movie. Maybe a little better to me, because it does still have that Godzilla connection. So if you're a Godzilla fan and you haven't seen this yet, I recommend watching it. If you're not a Godzilla fan, but you like, if you liked Independence Day, you should watch this. If you're expecting this to be like other Godzilla movies, you will be disappointed. If you just like giant monster movies in general, you might like this.